Did you know Stockholm has a silent tunnel where your footsteps come back closer? Stockholm, Sweden, February 2021. My friend Ellen Sundquist was a photographer who couldn't stop filming abandoned places. She didn't chase ghosts. She chased texture, rust, water stains, old concrete. The way a flashlight makes a holy look endless. She texted me at 11:38 p.m., found a maintenance tunnel near the metro. They say the acoustics are perfect, like, to perfect. I replied with the normal warning, don't go alone. She sent a thumbs up like she always did. At 12:06 a.m. she started recording. You can tell it's her because the video begins the same way all her clips begin, a low pov. The phone in one hand, the flashlight in the other. The beam wobbling like a living thing. She steps through a half-open service door into darkness. The tunnel isn't dramatic at first. It's just real. Wet concrete. Cable trays along the walls. Rust bleeding down like brown tears. Puddles so still they reflect the flashlight's circle perfectly. And the sound, God. The sound. Every step is a sharp, clean tap. Tap, tap. Not muffled. Not swallowed by the tunnel. It comes back to her like the tunnel is polite. Ellen laughs once. Not because it's funny. Because it's unnerving. She whispers, listen to that. She walks deeper, panning slowly. You see a warning sign, but it's blurred, no readable words. You see a bent metal ladder. You hear her breath, steady but colder now. Like the air changed without asking permission. At 12:11 a.m. she stops walking. There's a silence so complete it almost sounds like pressure on your ears. Then barely another sound. A second set of taps, far away. Tap, tap. Tap, same rhythm, but slightly late. Like an echo that doesn't know it's supposed to be an echo. Ellen freezes. The second taps stop a half beat after she stops like whatever it is. It's listening to her timing. She whispers, okay? No, she takes one careful step forward. The second taps answer. But closer than they should be. Not louder. Not faster, just closer in space. Like someone moved in the darkness between one heartbeat and the next. Ellen doesn't run yet. She does what photographers do. She tries to explain it with logic. She pans the beam along the left wall. Cables, dripping water. No movement, right wall. Rusty brackets. A dark recess. Floor, puddles, her own boot prints. She exhales and you hear it. That metallic smell reaction. A tiny sniff, then a quiet, disturbed UGH later. When I asked her what she smelled, she wrote, wet iron, like pennies and old rain. Ellen starts walking again, faster. Like if she keeps moving, she can outrun the idea that something is copying her. Tap, 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 and behind it, tap, 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 the same. But wrong. At 12:14 a.m. she tries something. She stops abruptly and says, almost joking, okay, if you're there. Stop when I stop. She stops. Half a beat later, the second steps stop too. Ellen's laugh is gone now. Her breath turns shallow. The flashlight beam tightens and shakes. She whispers, that's not acoustics. She backs up. The second steps don't back up. They stay where they are, close enough now that the echo doesn't feel like echo. It feels like distance collapsing. Ellen makes a decision you only make when your body knows something your mind doesn't. She whispers into the dark, hello? And at first it behaves like reality. The tunnel returns her voice, hello, hello. Faint and delayed. Then something else answers. It repeats her word again, but not like an echo. Lower, closer, intimate, like a mouth leaned directly into the microphone. Hello? Ellen's flashlight jerks left so hard you can hear her wrist strain. She spins the beam across the wall, across the floor, across the ceiling. Cables, nothing, but the audio catches a tiny sound that makes my skin crawl every time. A soft slide, like cloth dragging on wet concrete. Except there are no footsteps with it. And that's when the video shows something Ellen didn't notice in the moment. It's not a full figure. Not a face. Not a monster. It's a movement at the edge of the beam. A thin shadow that doesn't match any object. It slips along the wall just outside the circle of light like it's allergic to being seen directly. Ellen's breathing stops. She holds still for so long you can hear the tunnel's own dampness drips. Distant vibrations, a tiny creak of metal. Then her voice so small. Nope, she turns and starts walking back the way she came. Her boots go tap 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 and the other steps go tap tap tap. Now almost perfectly synchronized. Not behind her, with her dot as if the tunnel has decided the space between them. Optional .eli and breaks into a run. The footage becomes frantic. The flashlight bounces. Puddles splash. The walls streak past like the tunnel is stretching, rearranging itself, making distance meaningless. She glances back once. The beam catches nothing but darkness, but the sound, the second footsteps are closer now, so close they don't echo. They're present. A private sound in her personal space. Then the silent movement appears again, always at the edge of the light, never in the center. There's a moment around 12:18 a.m. where the beam swings wide, and in the far periphery you see a shape that looks almost human for half a second, except it moves wrong. It doesn't step. It slides. Eli and gasps and whispers, "Stop, stop." She's running toward a heavy service door. You can see it because the tunnel finally gives her something solid. Metal. Bolts, a handle with paint scraped off. She hits it, yanks it. It doesn't open on the first try. Behind her, you hear the second footsteps slow down. Not because it's tired, because it's confident. Ellen pulls again and the door gives. She tumbles into a small concrete vestibule and slams it shut so hard the camera shakes. She presses her body against it like she can physically hold the world out. The flashlight beam trembles over the lock, the hinges, the edge where the door meets the frame. Alan's voice cracks. "It's copying me." And then the scariest part happens because it's so human. Her phone slips. You see her fingers fumble. The camera drops to the floor with a sharp smack. The angle becomes low and tilted. You can see her boots, the bottom edge of the door, and a thin black line of darkness under it. For a second, there's nothing but her breathing and the distant drip of water. Then a sound at the door, not pounding, not banging. A gentle scrape, like a fingernail testing the seam. Alan whispers, barely audible, "Please." The flashlight beam shakes across the lower hinge, and then, like a mistake in reality, the light dims. Not off, not out, just weaker, as if the tunnel is stealing it. The video goes black, but the audio keeps recording. 9 seconds. At first, it's only Ellen's breath. Then you hear it, calm footsteps, not running, not rushing, walking toward the dropped phone. 1 step, 2, 3, they stop inches from the microphone, and a voice, soft, close, almost tender, says, "Now I'm you." That's where Ellen's clip ends. She never posted it. She didn't even save it properly. I only got it because she sent it to me at 12:27 a.m. with one message: "Don't go in there alone." I called her immediately. No answer. I tried again. Straight to voicemail. I was halfway dressed, keys in my hand, when she finally texted again, one line: "If you hear your own footsteps behind you, don't stop to listen." The next morning, I went to her apartment with 2 friends. Her door was locked, chain on. No sign of forced entry. Inside, everything was normal, like she'd stepped out for coffee. Camera bag on the chair, shoes by the mat, her phone on the table. But there was one detail that made my stomach flip. Her hallway mirror by the coat hooks was fogged from the inside, like someone had breathed on it from behind the glass, and written in the fog, in neat letters, was a message, not in Swedish, in English: "Hello?" We wiped it away. The glass was warm. Police filed it as a mental health incident. Stress, sleep deprivation, urban exploration accident. No body, no tunnel footage recovered. The Metro Authority said there was no accessible entrance where she described. But here's the part I never tell people unless they insist. 2 nights later, at exactly 12:14 a.m., my phone recorded a voice memo by itself, 60 seconds long. At first it was silence. Then, very faintly, I heard boots on wet concrete. Tap, 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 and then my own voice, sleepy, confused, whispered one word: "Hello." A second voice answered, lower and closer, like lips against the mic: "Now I'm you." I deleted it. I factory reset my phone. I changed my number. Doesn't matter. Every February, on the same date Ellen went into that tunnel, I hear it again. Not on my phone. In my apartment hallway, a second set of footsteps matching mine. Always half a beat late. And always, somehow, closer. Would you explore it? Comment your country and I'll tell you the darkest legend from there.